Welcome to a different kind of GB Guns over here on the second channel. A lot of you guys asked that we do more behind the scenes type stuff. Not sure what all you want to see, so let us know. Be a little more descriptive, please. But I thought I'd do some kind of candid day in the life kind of deal. Now, as many of you know or realize, I have a real job. Tia has a real job. So we've got the channel on top of that, writing for the magazines and GB Guns Depot. So it means pretty much no free time, especially if there's good weather. Now this time of year in Oregon, it's wet. Lots of rain constantly, which paper targets don't like, cameras don't like, microphones don't like. So on a rare day like today, where it's just kind of gray and not actually raining, I end up having to cram as much as I can in the car to try to knock out as much content for you guys as possible. Sometimes one long day at the range ends up being like a month or longer worth of the content that you see over on the main channel. Don't always have time for it. Sometimes the batteries quit. Sometimes, like last time I did one of these, I got through the third complete gun review, realized that I had failed to turn the mic on for that third gun. So I went to the camera, this new camera. Thank you patrons for helping make that possible. And went to delete just the files where I didn't have audio and accidentally deleted the whole card. So then I had to film all three guns from scratch all over again, which by the time I got through that, the camera batteries were about dead. So these range trips end up being pretty crazy. Tia couldn't make it today. She's got family stuff to take care of. So that leaves me by myself trying to knock out a lot of things. Here's what I'm going to try to be knocking out. One of them is this Sterling ammunition. This is some super affordable stuff that recently saw brought in by Global Ordnance. It's out of Turkey, 115 grain. They have other weights as well. Whenever I see affordable ammo, I want to buy a whole lot of it. I'm sure you guys are in the same boat, but the problem then comes, was it any good? And so you buy a box and then it's hard to mix one box in with all the stuff that you're regularly shooting. Like we have a case of Winchester white box that used for regular bulk for today, but I bought a box of this stuff to give it a try, and I figured I would try to do an eval for you guys to see if it's any good. Now with some of these affordable imports, we've had issues, especially when it's all brass, you know, a brass jacket, end up with brass shavings on the case that then leaves the round to jam in the chamber, either not feed or not extract. That's no good. Some of the cheap stuff has had offset primers. These primers all look to be pretty darn good. That's something you always want to do when you open up a box of ammo, is take a look down that edge and make sure you don't have any proud or overly smashed in primers. Those rounds can cause you trouble. So figured I'd try to group this stuff through Chrono on a gun that I know I'm good with and see if it's any good. If it is, we'll integrate it into the rest of our video use to shoot some more rounds, because this could be the best box they ever made, could be the worst box they ever made, who knows. Gonna give that a try. The other thing that I want to do is try to, I don't know if it's put to bed or at least explain some of the internet lore, myth, wrong fact about Walthers. It wasn't until the PDP that people started saying, oh, they're snappy. It's a high bore axis, all that. Well, first off, the bore axis thing is a absolute crock. Browning tilting action is only going to dip so far. Take the slide off your gun, take the barrel out of the slide, rest the barrel back in the frame, and look how high it is. Then do it with another gun, and I'm sure you'll find they're pretty darn similar. This manufacturing method is done because it's easy, it's affordable, and it's reliable. So that's why most of your guns, this Glock 19 and this Walther PDP, both use the same Browning action, but they have a step chamber. That chamber is a little bit tighter, I guess you could say, or creates a better seal, and that is supposed to result in better accuracy as well as higher velocity, because you've got a better seal going on. Higher velocity means more energy. More energy means, you guessed it, it feeling snappier. When you've got a tighter seal, things are going to feel more violent in the gun. Now, Walther's been using this not just in the PDPs, but in the PPQs, all the way back to the 90s in the Walther P99. So the fact that it wasn't until the PDP that people started saying that, I think is kind of funny. But what I'm going to do is see what kind of energy difference is there. I've got a 4-inch Glock 19. This is from the full conceal. This is one of the foldy Glocks, but it's the only bone stock Glock 19 slide and barrel that I have, and a 4-inch PDP, same barrel length. We're going to use the same ammo, put it through chrono, see if we've got a significant velocity or energy difference. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? From there, I've got the Shield Plus to finally review. Hadn't had one on the channel. A lot of you asked why we hadn't. Tia has been carrying a regular Shield because that's the gun she bought. For a while now, she doesn't love it, partially because the trigger is kind of unpredictable on it. I don't have a lot of experience with the Shield Plus. I did shoot one at a media event all day, and I kind of came to the same conclusions, but it wasn't that bad either. So give it a fair shake, bought a brand new one, and gonna run it through our basic setup of tests, see how that does. Back to the Oregon rain thing. One of the problems we have is water on cardboard. Got sent this from Infinity Targets, or Infinity Defense, that's what the ID on there is, and it's made out of rubber. It's sort of one of those shoot it and it heals kind of concepts. I've seen mixed reviews. Some folks say it doesn't last nearly as long as they say it does. The company assures me that it does. They do say to not use hollow points because they just cookie cutter punch holes through it. But my thought was this could be a much better backer than the cardboard because it'll be stiffer, it's heavier, so it shouldn't blow around as much. And well, quite frankly, cardboard gets expensive. You know, if you buy it in bulk, it's affordable, but then the shipping costs make it super expensive. If you buy it somewhere local, they of course upcharge it because they got to make some money, and they hate shipping the stuff too. So if something like this is a potential longer term solution than cardboard, I'm game. So we'll give that a try. We've got the Zev OZ9 C Hypercomp that you guys have already seen on the main channel. I have that for a magazine article, and one of the things we have to do for magazine articles is group and chrono. And even though I know the gun, shot the gun, run the gun, I have not done grouping and chronographing to the standard that the publisher wants yet. So another trip out with ammo to give that a run. I've also got new rifle, 2 new rifles, at least new to me, for the magazine articles, as well as an interesting optic. I have a video I haven't published yet, just kind of going over what it does on the main channel. It's the Wraith Mini 4K, which is a digital optic that permits, supposed to be easy zeroing, permits recording. It's got night visioning integrated into it, and as the name implies, 4K footage. I was really excited about getting that. That's for a magazine article, but I was excited about getting it to use on the channel as well, because if I can film true camera view, that would be great. There are a lot of different methods out there for trying to film through the scope. I've tried several of them, spent a lot of money on them, not been impressed with the results, or to get good results, it had to be unnatural shooting. And that's, I didn't want something to interrupt or to add to or to force me to shoot everything twice, once so you get the scope view, and once so that I can actually shoot well. Hopefully this Wraith Mini 4K will be the end-all be-all result of that. The rifle is a Daniel Defense that you guys have seen the tabletop for on the channel, and then the other rifle is a PWS Mark II, their new ambi lower, which should be interesting. Got other pistol work to be done. I've already gone out. I'm at the 50-yard bay. There's some of your classic. As soon as I saw them, I thought of the pulling our tactical video, which you see at the range. Brass goblin looking guys shooting steel from like 10 feet. It's going to be obnoxious. I'm sure I'm going to get lots of spall over here, but that's why we wear iPro and a hat. And by the time the spall lands over here, it doesn't have enough energy to do much more than maybe kind of hurt. Might stick in the skin if you have exposed skin. Got long sleeves on, so should be okay. With that, I should stop yakking and start shooting. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if this is the kind of thing you want to see. It's sort of a preview of what may or may not be coming on the channel. Also have the Pulling Our Tactical flat trigger for the Arexes, which gives you a different breaking point and slightly different. It's adjustable for travel, which is kind of cool. Not sure how I'm going to demo that. And then, of all things, a cell phone. This is from AGM Mobile. This is their G2 Guardian, and it's got thermal, which is kind of cool. Thermal on a cell phone, like true thermal. They say detection range of 500 yards. Just got it this week, playing around with a little bit. We'll take it with us to Europe. I'm going to try to integrate footage from it into videos when I've got someone to hold it. I think it'd be interesting to see heat in some of the guns that we review. But in playing around with it, I was able to spot a bird in the blackberries that I could not see with the naked eye, but I could see the heat source with this phone. 7,000 milliamp hour battery, which is huge. I charged it when we first got it Monday. Today's now Saturday, and I've just let it sit. It's at 78% after 5 days of just sitting. Didn't activate it. I don't have it on a cell network. I have a weird kind of feeling. Let me know how you guys would feel about this. You get approached by a company in China. Hey, we want you to try this phone. My first concern was data security. Like, I don't want to be logging into all of my accounts and everything on this. But then I realized my Samsung is made in China, and pretty much, I mean, this camera was made, everything that we've got is made in China. So I really don't think the risk is there. These guys seem to be a legit company. Just in playing with the phone so far, just initial impressions. The version of Android somehow feels older than what's on my S21 Ultra that I've had for, I don't know, since they came out. But the phone's capabilities are freaking amazing. Dual SIM card, so you can have two phone numbers on the same phone. 108 megapixel camera, which is bigger than the professional camera I use for magazine articles. And 109 decibel speaker, that big old speaker on the back. I don't know when you want sound that loud, but it's impressive. It'll be interesting. I'm not sure how we're going to fully review it, but we'll take it with us to Europe, and definitely want to get some thermals if we're able to play with Ground Power's big machine guns. They make Dishkas, both in 12.7 and in 50 BMG, a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, let me know if this is the kind of behind the scenes you guys were looking for. I'll float this on the backup channel, the alternate channel that we started after the main channel got hacked. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to get to shooting, because what little daylight there was seems to already be leaving, even though it's only like noon. Thanks for watching.